We are rational and social beings. From childhood we are taught to share, to be kind and helpful to others, to be generous and not to think only about personal gain. But has anyone warned us about the dangers of excessive kindness and generosity? We live in a world where we don't always get what we want, and there are generous people who devastate themselves financially and energetically without getting anything in return. Ironically, kindness can sometimes be harmful and even dangerous. Let's look at 8 things that happen to you because of excessive kindness and learn 4 proven strategies to protect you from being taken advantage of by others. Unrealistic expectations of people. It's worth accepting circumstances as they are and not basing your happiness on the actions of others. When giving, don't expect too much in return, so you avoid disappointment, and if you practice emotional detachment, it will lead you to peace of mind. When we give of ourselves completely, we expect others to do the same. However, when you get used to doing things for people, they start to take it for granted that you are doing everything for yourself. Your expectations of reciprocity are not met, and you end up with emotional burnout. You are depressed, exhausted, frustrated, and disappointed. But if you think about it, people just get used to the idea that you can handle yourself and do your own thing. You've gotten them used to it yourself. People always expect to be given something. It is very important to remember that true value lies in acting according to reason and not just giving in to the expectations of others. It is inherent in human beings to submit to habits. In this sense, humans are like programmable biological computers. We are comfortable with familiar things and states. This is where the concept of a comfort zone comes from, not a comfortable external environment, as many people think. And if you get used to giving all the time, the recipients of your generosity get used to receiving and think that it will be like this forever. So you bring other people into their comfort zone, and they will stop fulfilling a lot of their obligations because you do. Your priorities will be ignored. Setting boundaries and prioritizing our own responsibilities is essential to maintaining balance and preventing us from sacrificing our identity and our own well-being for the sake of others. If you are completely dedicated to taking care of other people's priorities, you may be running away from something within yourself that is causing you pain and anxiety. Self-care is fundamental to your physical and mental health. It is your well-being, without which you cannot be of service to yourself and others. Before you comfort other people, make sure you yourself are happy, then caring for others won't be a painful compensation for internal mental health problems, so you can do real good instead of sowing mental illness all around. To put it simply, never give someone a piece of chocolate if you yourself want it. If you are doing well and you have excess, you can share it painlessly for yourself and beneficially for others. This is the main condition of goodness. You will be seen as weak. When you don't know how to say no, people begin to perceive it as weakness and will take advantage of it in every possible way, without paying attention to your personality. They will only approach you to give you extra responsibilities because they know you won't say no to them. However, from the moment you start using that magic word, no, they will start to have some feelings for you that they never thought about before. They will start to show respect. Because you can only respect someone who respects himself. You will be reproached that you do not do as before. It's worth choosing who to help. Yes, it is important to have a certain life experience, observation, and a tendency to analyze, so you can identify people who are with you only for their own benefit. And it often happens that those who were considered good friends, suddenly begin to avoid you and turn to you only when they need something. There is no absurdity in this, because it is unlikely that the boss will invite his employees for a cup of coffee. You are just used as a labor force, and for free. And if you refuse to help, you will receive a mandatory reprimand, just like at work. You attract into your life those who need you. There is a very good universal principle, like attracts like. When we give indiscriminately, we lose a lot of energy and start attracting the same low-energy people who will suck the rest of energy out of us like vampires. Value your resources. We can become addicted. When scarcity becomes part of our daily lives, the need for you increases, and this is the most likely scenario to fall into addiction. So one day, someone close to you may notice that you drink too much, and not at all mineral water. Or overeating, gambling, going headlong into video or computer games. There are so many options for addictions, but all of them are dragging your life down. Be sure to pay attention to those words from your loved ones that let you know something is wrong with you. We won't always be able to trace this back to ourselves. Listen to the words of your loved ones, and you don't have to yell at them right away. You are arousing suspicion. The truth is that truly kind people in this world are not so many. Therefore, if you are one of them, it can cause suspicion instead of admiration and gratitude. If you do good, people will have questions. What is the reason for your actions and what hidden intentions you have? You are bound to be suspected of something. Because people are used to the fact that behind the mask of kindness there are often hidden predators, who can cause a lot of evil in this way. On this channel we often deal with such situations, not only with narcissists. Now let's look at 4 strategies that will help prevent people from using you. Listen to your feelings. Know yourself and you will know the whole world. This is an ancient truth, but it will always be relevant, at any time and in any era, as long as people exist. Based on introspection, pay attention to your emotions and feelings. Yes, it will be better if you keep an emotion diary. Every day write in a notebook with a pen your emotions and feelings that you experienced during the day. This is the best method of self-exploration. This will allow you to focus on your desires and goals and find a healthy balance in your life. Record your emotions when you help others, their emotional responses to your actions, how you perceive them. Listen to yourself and your feelings. If something you don't have to do makes you persistently uncomfortable, don't lie to yourself to understand how the help you are giving is affecting your feelings. Better yet, if possible, refuse to do something you don't like. Say a firm no where it's appropriate to do so. Recognize that your time and energy are very valuable and must be allocated consciously and in a balanced way. You wouldn't have it any other way. Say no in situations where you feel overwhelmed or when a request is unfair. It's a way to exercise self-control. You can even practice in front of a mirror. Give yourself time and attention. It's important to set aside time to take care of yourself. Think about it. What do you enjoy doing? What makes you feel good? It could be yoga, painting, singing, listening to music, sipping something delicious and healthy, anything that gives you energy, that fills you up, renews you, invigorates you, that makes you want to live. Be sure to include your favorite activities or even simple relaxation in your daily plan. Take this very seriously. And if you are asked for help during this time, let him or her show respect to you, not you to him or her. This time should be sacred and inviolate. It's for you alone. Without remorse, say no and enjoy this time and your space just for yourself. Identify energy vampires and distance yourself from them. It's important to recognize which relationships are good for you and which ones can emotionally drain you. By distancing yourself from people who are constantly draining your energy and not contributing positively, you are looking out for your own well-being. These people burden you with their complaints, pain and disastrous outlook on life. You shouldn't help them, it won't do any good, and you won't even be thanked. They don't want to solve their own problems because they feel so good, it's their comfort zone. For them, living the life of a loser who whines all the time, lowering the anxiety that occurs if they start to succeed at something, that's their choice based on personality disorders. You shouldn't think you can fix them if they don't want to do it themselves. Try to find a balance in your life, prioritize yourself, share only what you have in abundance, and you are not sorry to give and forget about it. Do not help everyone without being asked, but even if asked, choose whom to help. And remember the magic word, no. Say it even more often than necessary. Forget about your grandiosity. You are not God, but a human being, and you will have no other time than this.